Hello folks, Double Tap here and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a PC build. It's not really a budget one, it's a middle of the range. We're going to be putting in an Intel i5 processor. I've also got an I'm going to cover that in a minute because it's got my name and address on. All this lot has come, I've opened it and checked it, but we're going to fit it all together today. We've got an MSI B250M Pro VD motherboard. I got myself the Intel 5 processor. I took it out of the box so I could have a look at it and I just dropped it. I got myself an aftermarket Alpine 11 Pro, that's for the CPU. It'll obviously go on, we'll have that as the fan. I got myself a Corsair VS550. It's a 80 plus rated and I think it's a bronze. 120mm fan, and I also got myself a light-on DVD rewriter. I'm using an older Seagate Barracuda, which is a 500 gig. I'll also be putting a 1TB into the system. I was going to use an SSD, but I don't think I'm gonna just stick with these hard drives, I think. Also, at a later date, which you'll see in the video, we'll be putting in some new RAM. I'll have a nice graphics card and we'll have a couple of other little features in there. I also got myself, let me put them to one side, this Dragon 3 mid-range tower. Now what I'll do is, I'm not going to do what I did with the other PC that I built, the other gaming computer. If you haven't seen that, have a look on the channel, it's all on there. I did separate reviews for all the components and then I put them all together. With this one, I'll be reviewing them as I'm doing it and then you'll see the final outcome of the video. But first things first, I think I'm going to grab myself a beer. So let's grab that. Now, what I have been doing is, if you watch my home brewing videos, you'll know that I've been moving, etc. I'm in another place now, but I'm moving again in 6 months further up the country, so stuff's a bit all over the place. But, if you like your beers, check out the home brewing part of the channel because we've made some fantastic beer on here. Right, let's crack that open. Get a pint on the go before we start doing all this lot. Now this is a Cooper's Bitter, this is. I've poured it a bit aggressively. Now you might be thinking this is a PC build, not a beer channel, but do you know what? Might as well enjoy it while we got it, folks. Lovely jubbly. Right, I'm going to move this into another spot where I've got some more space and we'll carry on with this PC build. So cheers folks. Okay then, we've changed position because I'm getting all this lot out of the boxes, so let's put this down there and get this tower out. I've never tried these towers before, but it's got good reviews. I did purchase all of this equipment off Amazon because I use Prime and you always get the free postage on the Prime stuff. But what I want to do is I want to check it all as I'm unwrapping it. If you don't have an Amazon Prime account, you can always start one up. I mean, this ain't an advert for Amazon, by the way, but you can open up a 30-day free trial. But what I will say is, if you're not going to use it, they will bill you after 30 days, so make sure you cancel that account before the 30 days ends. But it looks to be all here. I'm just checking for quality. I will give you a close-up look at all of this lot. I'm just doing a cursory overview because I want to see what it's like myself. Now, right, that lifts up and the hard drives go in there. and this comes with, I think it comes with 3 blue LED fans. You can also get a black tower with blue lights, I think it is, and I think it's a red tower with red lights. Don't hold me to it, check it out yourself and see what's what. But it looks alright, looks like a decent tower. What I will be doing is I'm going to leave that protector on there for the time being. I want to double check all of these edges, because these edges are where you'll get the damage if there is going to be any. But this, it looks good, to be honest with you. So let's put that down there. Let's get this Corsair open. And I've used Corsair for the past few years now. I've always had good results with them. They've never let me down. They've been fantastic, these have. Like I say, it's a middle of the range build, this is. I'm not going mad with the budget. I could, and I thought about it, but all I want is a gaming PC that'll play my games, it'll let me do all my other stuff, and it'll be fast and reliable. That's all I want. I don't want to impress people with spending thousands of pounds. Not doing it. Right, straight out of the box we've got the warranty card, we've got some information pack. Right, we've got a power lead, and here's the power supply unit. Let's have a look. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to keep everything dark inside it. I might put some LEDs in there, but like I say, this tower does come with 3 LED fans anyway. And there it is, the Corsair VS550 power pack. Now the thing is, this comes with the different PCI blocks here, and there's 2 8-pin ones, which is what I wanted, because this motherboard, it's got the 24-pin power, it's also got an 8-pin power for it. So that's what you've got to look out for when you're buying these motherboards, because some of them, they'll have a 4-pin, a 6-pin, an 8-pin. This one's got an 8-pin. Let's put that there. Now, the fan, it's just your basic white fan. I went with white because that's the colour of the tower. And there's like a heatsink block. Now this one comes with the thermal paste added to it already, so I don't have to buy none of that. And the last time I brought one of these, I had a few people commenting on the video, you haven't added thermal paste, etc. But I did go through it on the video and say it's already added. You know, I did say it on the video, but I guess a couple of people weren't listening. Seagate Barracuda, 500 gig. I will be adding a couple more terabytes to the system, but they haven't arrived yet, so I ain't adding that. The reason why I'm adding this as my main source of like memory type of thing is because this has got a lot of programs on it that you can't get anymore, and you can't even download them off the internet, and it's different programs that I like and that I want to keep, basically. So that's the reason why I want to keep that hard drive. You got your basic light on DVD rewriter. I'm not going to go into the RAM as yet. There's no point doing that. And we've got an Intel i5 processor that I've been looking at. Let's have a look at this motherboard. Now, I've never used an MSI motherboard before. What I did do, I've already attached this like bridge that the cooling fan will go on, but that's the motherboard anyway. Like I say, I'm going to give you a closer look at all this lot, so don't worry about that. And I think I might do that now, so we'll be back in a second. Okay then, let's have a closer look at the motherboard. We've got 6 SATA ports here, right there, and they're 6GB ones they are. We've got an audio boost chip, which are these down here. That ensures that you get true high quality sound when playing games and all that lot and listening to music. There's a legacy video support, which supports VGA DVI. That's for professional monitors, TV beamers and other displays. This one does come with steel armour on the various things here, which gives it 4 times strength to protect from heavy VGA cards and things like that, you know, if you're moving it around or transporting it and all that lot. It's got a DDR4 booster. It isolates the memory circuit from other components and ensures the memory signal stays pure, and that is this bit up here. It's got an easy debug LED which works off here. Not sure where the LED is for that one, but basically it's got 4 different coloured LEDs which indicates if the CPU, memory, VGA is having any problems and things like that. Let me read you a bit of the spec for this. It supports 6th and 7th generation Intel i3, 5 and 7 processors, as well as Intel Pentium Celeron processors. But just remember in here, right there, that only supports LGA 1151. So what I'm saying is, if your processor isn't one of those, an LGA 1151, it ain't going to fit in there. You might have noticed I've already put the cradle on. That's for the aftermarket cooler, that is. I will be showing you around this in a second. But it's got one PCI E30 16 times expansion slot there. It's got VGA, DVI-D requires processor graphics, 2 DIMMs, dual channel DDR4 2400, and we've just got the 2 up here, which is exactly what I need. I don't need any more. Got the 24-pin power and also the 8-pin power up here. 2 PCIe Express slots. We've gone through the 6 SATA ones. We've got one M2 80mm slot, Intel Optane memory reader. And the LAN is 10, 100 and 1000 megabits per second. And it also has a 7.1 high definition audio built into it. So let me give you a closer little look at this. Now I have checked, because you will get a bit of static on you, and I always get rid of it. I'm not one of those people who do spectacular PC building videos. This is all rough and ready, folks, which is just the way I like to do my videos. Let me show you the underside to that. And I've got to admit, I am quite impressed with this motherboard. It looks like quite good, and that does. So moving over, here's our Corsair VS550. You know, it's your basic power supply unit, so not going to go into too much detail with that. And there's a Seagate Barracuda. There's our aftermarket cooler, which is an Alpine 11 Pro. Let's have a closer look around this tower now, I think. Let's zoom out a little touch. Now, like I said, it does come with 3 120mm fans. There's 2 in the top. I'm not sure about where the other one is, but we've got our power, we've got our USBs. Not sure what that is because I can't read it. We've got a headphone and microphone jack. These light up blue. like I said, this tower, it's going to be a blue and white, you know, light build thing, whatever you call it, I don't know. But that's what it's going to look like anyway. You can get these in black and red, black and blue, etc. But like I say, I've never used this type before. We've got a couple of slots there. We've got a side window, which is always nice to have a look at the stuff inside. And there's the back of it. I'm going to get this open now and we'll have a closer look at what's inside it. Okay, as you can see, we've got our two fans up here. This is the power for those. Right, we've got our front panel connectors right here. Okay, nothing unusual there. Got a ton of screws. Now, if you notice, we've got these, see those here, for the motherboard to attach to, which that's a nice feature, that is, because the last tower I brought, it didn't have none of them. So we can take them out and move them because we've got various screws here dotted around this back panel here. And I was right, the other fan, I'm not sure if you can see that down there, it's in the front of the tower, so it will be drawing in from the front and taking it up to the back, I think, which is what we want anyway. Also, what I will be doing, which I haven't done already, I'll be adding a back fan on here as well. So it's drawing it in from the front, it's coming up, it's coming out the top and the back as well. So I think, folks, we'll crack on and we're going to get this motherboard installed. So be right back. Okay then, folks, as you can see, I've changed a couple of the standoffs. This tower did come with extra standoffs, but sometimes you'll get a little standoff key. It's a little plastic thing and it goes on top and you can turn it and it helps you get them on and off. But this one doesn't come with one of those. Also, it doesn't have an information pack of any kind, which they generally do come with. So let's get on and we'll get this motherboard on anyway. Let's make sure that I've got them lined up properly. There we go. So I've one in there, like so. I'm not going to do them really tight because I want to make sure this is all lined up properly. And one of the best things you can have at this point is a magnetic screwdriver, because it can be a bit of a pain in the arse putting these things in. Okay, no, that one doesn't want to go. See, even with a magnetic screwdriver, sometimes they don't want to go. So let's leave that one for the time being and we'll try another one. No. Okay, so let's grab another one. Like I say, I'm not screwing these all the way in. See, now that one's gone in perfectly. So let's try this pair again. Make sure that I've got it lined up properly, which is what I think the problem was. Okay, that's them. Right, that one isn't lining up properly, so I think we're going to go with the top ones and see if we can do those. No, okay. You see, the problem I've got here is because I'm leaning over it, I'm trying to do it as well as video it, so I'll cut it here and I'll get these screws in and we'll be right back. Right then, we've managed to get all of those into our motherboard, so I was thinking could have a little blast with the power supply unit. So first things last, let's untangle all of these wires, which unfortunately you can't see at the moment, folks, but here they all are. Right, now we've got mesh here. Let me move that in a little touch so you can see it better. Got a mesh membrane here which will act as a filter system for our fan. So we're going to turn that around and put it in there like so, and it fits pretty well. I mean, we're going to have a right mess of various wires in here now. So to get this little packet open with our 4 screws to attach this. Right, where are we with that? Now what I'm going to do is, if you can see here, I'm lining up the various holes with this fan here. So let's have a look. Yeah, that's that. And we're going to get them in. Like I say, with these I like to put them in quite loosely, and then once they're all in, give them a nice little tightening up. Okay, let me push that from the inside here. I want to make sure that there's nothing holding that there. Get another one of these on, but I've just dropped the bloody thing on the floor. Yeah, I've got to, I mean, if you've never done YouTube videos, you won't know how awkward it can be, because you're trying to get a good camera angle so people who watch the videos can see. You've also got to try and keep it entertaining and informative, and then you've got to try and put the bloody lot together and get a decent video made. But anyway, that is our power supply unit. That is done. Here we go. Lovely jubbler. Right then, let's move that there. Right, that's what that looks like, and we've got a right load of wires here. Now this tower, it's supposed to come with, well, it has actually, see all these various holes. The wires are going to feed into there, so they run up that back panel. You can attach them to there. So let me give you an example. Let's get this big 24 pinner. We'll put that in there like so. Now that'll attach all the way up there, and it'll pop out up there and go into there. So we will be doing wire management on this, there's no two ways about it, but I just thought you might want to see that there. So that's our powering, that's our motherboarding, so let's crack on and we'll get some other stuff put in here. Okay, if you hadn't noticed, we've got 2 hard drive spaces right here, and we've got on top here an SSD space here. So because I'll be fitting another hard drive to this, I'm going to put that there, and let's get a couple of screws in on this side. So like I was saying, I did think of putting a solid state drive in this and having the operating system boot from that, and then having the hard drives as the main source of memory, but I don't think I'm going to do that now. I'm going to keep this 500 gig as the boot drive, and we'll just put in a couple of terabytes more hard drive, because I render a lot of videos, and what I do find is, oh my god, I do find that it uses an absolute ton of memory. So they've got these nice little slots here which come in very handy. Now some people, I've seen them just put the screws in on one side and not bother on the opposite side. That isn't a very good idea, because if you start moving this around, say in the car or whatever, or even carrying it around, you might jar it a little bit and it might damage it. So for the sake of putting in another screw, it makes all the sense to do that. Now while we're here, you can see what I was talking about, this cable management. It will attach to these come off the back here, so you can put a cable tie through there, but we won't be doing any of that until this is all done. There's the back of our motherboard. I don't really want to touch that, but anyway, that is our hard drive fitted, folks. So I think next we're going to put in our rewriter. Okay then, we've got 2 slots for our rewriter. Let me show you those from the front, because we've got a little doorway here. There they are. Close that up and let's get back to the back. Right, in here we've got a couple. So hold on, let me get that door open again, and we've got a couple of catches either side here. So that's just popped out, as you've no doubt just heard. I'm sorry about the camera angle. Let me get this over here a little bit so you can maybe see it a little bit better. Right, I'm going to keep that. I'm just going to pop that in the box, and if we need it, so say for instance I wanted to change it or put in another one, or even sell the tower, I could at a later date do all of those things, and having that extra little bit of plastic will help out. So we've got our screws at the side here, so let's pop a couple in, obviously making sure it's lined up at the front, because that's where we're going to see it. Are them the right screws for that? Let's try a smaller one, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, right, we've got a couple more to put in. So let's put another one in there. And I think that's the wrong type. You see, this is the problem you get, you see, when you're doing these without any instructions. I mean, you don't really need the instructions, but it'll tell you what screws are for what and things like that, you know, just a little helping hand. So I think we're almost done. I'm not putting in the IO shield yet for that. Hold on, may grab another screw. I think we're almost done for the first part of our PC build. What I will be doing is I will be cutting these videos up and doing them in little part 1, part 2, part 3, etc., which will keep the times down for the viewing. if we keep it to around, I'd say half an hour-ish per video, I think that should be good enough. I mean, this ain't my first PC build, so should go relatively quickly. Like I say though, I'm just waiting for other parts to come. I've just cracked on with what I've actually got in order to get the video started, but there we go folks, that's what we've done. Right then, let's have a look at what we've done so far. We've fitted our light on DVD rewriter. We've got our power supply unit all fitted. We've got our hard drive fitted. And we've got our motherboard fitted. We will be doing more at a later stage. So I think for this video, we're going to leave it with that lot, folks. Right then folks, that's it for this one. We've put them parts in. We'll be doing part 2 very soon. It'll be half an hour segment, so I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, don't forget, give us a thumbs up and a like. Leave your comments as I read them all. I'm Double Tap and I'll catch ya in part 2 of our PC build. So bye for now folks.